So that was a statement on the charter flights by the US government that will begin soon from Israel. Not just that, another update that came in from the US, this one in relation to deployment of US military troops. The White House official has clearly made it obvious, in fact has made it clear that US troops will not be deployed on ground in Israel and that US will continue to supply military aid, but no deployment of US forces will happen in the border areas in Israel.
As Commander-in-Chief, his first priority is always the safety and security of Americans that are overseas. There are no intentions, no plans to put American troops on the ground in combat.
He hasn't been given any updated
and there is no interest by the Israelis
or options to that effect since Saturday?
There are no plans or intentions to do that, so there are no active planning efforts underway to do that. And the Israelis have made it clear that they would not welcome that in any event. What we're going to do is make sure that, and this is a very capable, small, but very capable military, and we're going to do everything we can to improve those capabilities. They didn't ask Hamas to come in and do this, and I think it's always on the president's mind.
All right, so the US making it very clear that deployment of US troops will not happen in Israel border areas. In another development that's coming in from the US, this one in relation to the visit of US Secretary of State Antony Blinken, who's now arrived in Amman ahead of talks with the Palestinian president as well as Jordan King. Important to note here that this visit by the US Secretary of State Antony Blinken comes just a day after he was also in Israel and held talks with Netanyahu amid the ongoing conflict. So an important day today, a high-profile visit to Jordan, as Blinken will be holding meet not just with the Palestinian president who will be reaching Jordan this afternoon, but also with the Jordan King. Here's a reaction that came in from Antony Blinken just moments before he departed for Jordan.
I come before you not only as the United States Secretary of State, but also as a Jew. My grandfather, Maurice Blinken, fled pogroms in Russia. My stepfather, Samuel Pizar, survived concentration camps, Auschwitz, Dachau, Majdanek. So, Prime Minister, I understand on a personal level the harrowing echoes that Hamas's massacres carry for Israeli Jews, indeed, for Jews everywhere. I also come before you as a husband and father of young children. It's impossible for me to look at the photos of families killed, such as the mother, father, and 3 small children murdered as they sheltered in their home in Kibbutz Nir Oz, and not think of my own children. This was just one of Hamas's countless acts of terror. In a litany of brutality and inhumanity that, yes, brings to mind the worst of ISIS. Babies slaughtered, bodies desecrated, young people burned alive, women raped, parents executed in front of their children, children in front of their parents. How are we even to understand this, to digest this? This must be a moment for moral clarity. The failure to unambiguously condemn terrorism puts at risk not only people in Israel, but people everywhere.